My topic of my second speech in dual credit speech is voting in today's world. So, citizens of America fought for the right to vote, but why are we not exercising that right? In fact, only 55.7% of Americans voted in the last election. Before being of voting age, we need to realize how important the privilege is. We are the future of this country, and how are we going to complain when we don't agree with authority if we withheld our vote? I see social media posts everywhere about political views, but have we really had a conversation about how critical the voting process is for our lives? We hear that this or that candidate should win, but we haven't been unbiasedly educated on the pros and cons of each runner or their views and beliefs on how to run America. I've been through tons of unbiased websites, including but not limited to the Pew Research Center, and I've put this speech and presentation together for you all today. I conducted research on why some people choose not to vote. I did research on how and why your personal experiences affect the way you vote. And I also conducted research on who is in control of certain areas and what they stand for. My keywords for this speech included election 2020, Trump, and Biden. Now, this speech is not to persuade one's views or beliefs. Please take note of this beforehand. This speech has the purpose of giving information for educational use on the topic of voting. Although we are not of voting age, I believe we should still be educated on the importance of voting. A 2012 Pew Research Center study showed that 51 million citizens, nearly 1 in 4 eligible to vote, had not registered. 36.4% of the population voted in 2012, and only 55.7% of the population voted in the last presidential election. Now that we see the numbers, what are the reasons for the lack of presence at the polls, and why are so many people neglecting to vote? Why withhold your vote? These are just a few reasons, and they're not all of the reasons, but these are just a few that I hit on. People feel voting takes up too much time. They're not satisfied with either candidate. The work hours do not correspond with the opening hours of the polls. They're not a U.S. citizen. There's a lack of transportation. They feel their vote doesn't count. The beliefs and views and values of each candidate are unclear, and or registration is a lengthy and difficult process. Our country runs on democracy, and the word democracy refers to the form of government in which the people choose leaders through voting. Democracy is the cornerstone of our country. All right, so now we have the personal experiences in the world of voting. Your beliefs, morals, values, and character determine which party you identify as, and also which candidate you choose to nominate. For example, someone who has been affected by COVID-19, has been in packed hospitals, and has paid enormous amounts of money to cover expenses will most likely vote for the candidate with the best health care policy solution to the pandemic. Now, did you know that certain groups are actually unable to vote? Ex-prisoners are unable to vote while on probation or parole. Millions of people living in U.S. territories are unable to vote in general elections, and these territories include Guam, the Virgin Islands, American Samoa, the Southern Mariana Islands, and Puerto Rico. People attempt to watch the debates and sometimes get nothing out of it. Statistics show that more than 73 million people watched the last presidential debate. There's actually another debate tonight. I think it's at 8 o'clock. So now we're to who's winning and what are the candidates' views. 53% of registered voters are leaning towards Joe Biden, and that leaves 47% of voters saying they would vote for Donald Trump if the election was held today. As of August 13th, voters have produced these numbers. These statistics were posted by the Pew Research Center, which proves to be an unbiased site. You may ask, why are these numbers up here? Well, these are what the candidates believe in, and this is probably why so many people are leaning towards them. So Joe Biden's beliefs on justice, funds, and education include abolishing the death penalty, ending the cash bail reform, eliminating private prisons, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, paid family and sick leave, and he would like to study reparations. Under education, he would like to have 2 years of college being free. He would like to raise teacher pay. He would like to expand/fix existing debt relief programs, but these are just a few beliefs Joe Biden has, including but not limited to scrapping past marijuana convictions, raising taxes on higher income families, and having some limits on abortion and keeping troops deployed. Now we're to Donald Trump's beliefs, and he would like to bring back the economy to what it was pre-pandemic. He would like to end the reliance on China. He would like to reassert American sovereignty. He would continue building the wall to limit immigration. He would lower prescription drug costs and terminate the Affordable Care Act. He would like to promote U.S. energy, and he would like to start a database to trace police misbehavior. He defends the Second Amendment, and that is to bear arms. He would like to ban late-term abortion and arm public school employees for safety. Trump plans to abolish Obamacare. He would also like to continue the strict guidelines for immigration. Now, you may think, okay, you're trying to persuade my views, but I'm really not. This is a fact that our economy has been the best it's ever been while Trump was in office. This was pre-pandemic, of course, because the economy kind of failed when the pandemic hit. But 40% of Americans consider themselves independent instead of Republican or Democratic. This leaves the remaining statistics at 29% Republican and 30% Democratic. This poll was taken by Gallup Historical Trends between the dates of August 13th and September 13th. These are my citations. And now that you've been educated on the importance of voting and seen the statistics of how many people do not vote, I hope you make the decision to save your country when you are of voting age. Through your vote, you have the power to impact America's future. After all, someone struggled for your right to vote. Use it.